Photoshop. It sounds intimidating, doesn't it? Like a secret language spoken only by digital artists and design gurus. But guess what? It's not as scary as it seems. In fact, Photoshop is like a giant digital art set, just waiting for you to unleash your creativity. So, what exactly is Photoshop? Simply put, it's a powerful software used to edit and manipulate images. Whether you want to touch up a photo, create stunning graphics, or design a website layout, Photoshop is your go-to tool. Think of it as a digital darkroom where you can adjust colors, remove blemishes, combine images, and so much more. The possibilities are truly endless, limited only by your imagination. Are you ready to dive into this exciting world? Let's begin our journey to mastering Photoshop. Before we jump into the deep end, let's get familiar with some essential tools and features that will be your trusty sidekicks throughout your Photoshop journey. First up, we have the toolbar, your one-stop shop for all things editing. Here, you'll find tools like the Move tool for dragging elements around, the Brush tool for painting and drawing, and the Eraser tool for, you guessed it, erasing. Next, we have the Layers panel, a fundamental concept in Photoshop. Imagine layers like sheets of transparent paper stacked on top of each other. You can edit each layer independently without affecting the others, giving you immense control over your work. The adjustment layers are another powerful feature. They allow you to make non-destructive edits to your images, meaning you can always go back and adjust or even remove the effect without permanently altering the original image. These are just a few of the many tools and features you'll encounter in Photoshop. Don't worry about memorizing them all at once. We'll explore them in more detail as we progress. Opening Photoshop for the first time can feel a little overwhelming. It's like stepping into a cockpit full of buttons and dials. But fear not, we'll guide you through the essential controls. The menu bar at the top of the screen is your starting point. It contains various menus like File, Edit, Image, and Layer, each with a drop-down list of commands. For instance, you can open a new document, save your work, or access different editing features from the menu bar. Below the menu bar, you'll find the Options bar. This handy bar changes dynamically based on the tool you've selected, displaying relevant settings and options. On the right side of the screen, you'll discover a panel paradise. The panels are like little windows that provide quick access to various features and settings. You can customize the panel layout to suit your workflow. Remember, practice makes perfect. Don't be afraid to click around and explore the interface. The more you familiarize yourself with it, the more comfortable you'll become. Layers are the heart and soul of Photoshop. Mastering layers is like unlocking a whole new dimension of editing possibilities. Think of them as individual sheets of transparent paper stacked on top of each other. Each layer can contain images, text, or effects. You can edit each layer independently without affecting the others. For example, you can add a text layer on top of an image layer, and even if you move or edit the text, the underlying image remains untouched. The Layers panel is where you manage all your layers. You can create new layers, delete existing ones, rearrange their order, adjust their opacity, and apply various blending modes to create interesting effects. Understanding layers is crucial for non-destructive editing in Photoshop. By working with layers, you preserve the original image data and have the flexibility to go back and make changes at any time. Section 5. A picture is worth 1,000 edits. Basic image adjustments. Now that you're familiar with the interface and the power of layers, let's dive into some basic image adjustments that can dramatically enhance your photos. One of the most common adjustments is brightness and contrast. As the name suggests, this adjustment lets you control the overall lightness or darkness, which is the brightness, and the difference between light and dark areas, which is the contrast, in your image. Another essential adjustment is levels. This powerful tool allows you to fine-tune the tonal range of your image by adjusting the shadows, midtones, and highlights. Hue and saturation is another handy adjustment that lets you modify the colors in your image. You can adjust the overall hue, which is the color, saturation, which is the intensity and lightness of specific color ranges. These are just a few basic image adjustments that can transform your photos from drab to fab. Experiment with different settings and see how they affect your images. Section 6. The magic of selection, isolating elements with precision. Selection tools in Photoshop are like magic wands that allow you to isolate specific areas of an image with precision. Once you've made a selection, you can edit or apply effects to only the selected area, leaving the rest of the image untouched. One of the most versatile selection tools is the Quick Selection tool. It intelligently analyzes your image and automatically creates a selection based on the area you click and drag. The Magic Wand tool is another handy tool for selecting areas with similar colors. Simply click on a color in your image, and the tool will automatically select all adjacent pixels with similar colors. For more precise selections, you can use the Lasso tool, the Pen tool, or the Magnetic Lasso tool. These tools give you more control over the selection process, allowing you to create complex selections with ease. Mastering selection tools is essential for tasks like removing backgrounds, combining images seamlessly, and applying targeted edits. Section 7. Unleashing creativity, exploring filters and effects. Filters and effects in Photoshop are like digital spices that can add a dash of flavor and creativity to your images. From subtle enhancements to dramatic transformations, the possibilities are endless. One of the most popular filter categories is blur. Blur filters can be used to soften images, create depth of field effects, or add a dreamy quality to your photos. Another fun category is artistic filters. These filters mimic traditional art techniques like watercolor, oil painting, or charcoal sketches, allowing you to transform your photos into unique works of art. The distort filters let you warp and distort images in various ways, creating funhouse mirror effects, perspective changes, or abstract designs. Exploring filters and effects is a great way to unleash your creativity and experiment with different visual styles. Don't be afraid to try out different filters and see what happens. Section 8. Online resources, your gateway to mastery. Congratulations! You've learned the basics of Photoshop and are well on your way to becoming a digital imaging wizard. But the learning doesn't stop there. The online world is brimming with valuable resources to further enhance your skills. Websites like Flearn, Adobe Photoshop Tutorials, and Tutsplus offer a plethora of free and paid tutorials covering a wide range of Photoshop techniques and concepts. YouTube is another fantastic resource, with countless channels dedicated to Photoshop tutorials. Channels like Photoshop Training Channel, Blue Lightning TV, and Piximperfect offer in-depth tutorials and tips for all skill levels. Online learning platforms like Skillshare, Udemy, and LinkedIn Learning offer comprehensive Photoshop courses taught by industry experts. These courses provide structured learning paths and often include downloadable resources and assignments. Section 9. Practice makes perfect. Your journey to Photoshop prowess. As with any skill, the key to mastering Photoshop is consistent practice. The more you use the software, the more comfortable and proficient you'll become. Don't be afraid to experiment, make mistakes, and learn from them. Photoshop is a vast and powerful tool, and there's always something new to discover. Set aside dedicated time each day or week to practice your Photoshop skills. Start with simple projects, and gradually challenge yourself with more complex ones as you progress. Remember, the journey of 1,000 edits begins with a single click. Embrace the learning process, be patient with yourself, and most importantly, have fun.